Pyramid Valley International welcome you all to day 209 of Stillness Beat, your daily dose of meditation and wisdom. So, friends, as usual, let's begin the session with meditation. I invite Master Balaji to conduct today's meditation. Good morning, Balaji.
Good morning, Sirisha. My dear friends, my dear masters and lords. Good morning, everyone. Let us start our day with our daily meditation. Kindly take a comfortable posture. Sit either on floor or on chair. If you are sitting on chair, kindly cross your feet either on left on right or on right on left. If you are sitting on floor, kindly spread your feet. Ensure that your sitting posture is very comfortable without any stress in the physical body. If you are wearing any eyeglasses, kindly remove them off. They are not required while meditating. Clasp your fingers into fingers and gently close your eyes. Start observing the breath flow, which is moving inside and outside effortlessly. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Keep observing the breath. Try to make your minds as empty as possible. If you come across any kind of thoughts running in your mind, gently cut them off and bring back your focus onto your breath flow. Let there be no thoughts in your mind. Be with your breath, my dear friends. When you start observing the breath flow, the density of thoughts in the mind gradually decreases. When the density of thoughts in mind decreases, you will experience the inflow of cosmic energy. When sufficient amount of cosmic energy floods into your body, the resultant would be the activation of third eye, which is the gift of meditation to everyone. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Kindly do not open your eyes. Be with your breath. We will meditate for 45 minutes. And in this 45 minutes, kindly do not think anything. Let there be no thoughts. Let there be no thoughts of your routine, daily tasks, professional tasks, business tasks, or any kind of thoughts for these 45 minutes. We are not sitting in meditation to bring out the logical solution from mind. Meditation helps us in bringing the solution through intuition, which works beyond the mind. So kindly stop thinking and be with your breath. Let us make our minds as empty as possible. Keep observing the breath flow. Let us delve into deep meditation with the help of music. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Be with your breath. Let there be no thoughts in your mind. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Kindly do not think anything. Keep observing the breath flow, the normal, natural, easy, soft, simple. Another 15 more minutes of meditation. Let there be no thinking. Be with your breath. dear friends. Kindly do not open your eyes. Keep observing the breath flow. Slowly bring your focus onto your heart center. And now say to your own self, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Let us say to our own selves the 4 agreements. I will be impeccable with my words. I don't take anything personally. I don't make any kind of assumptions. I always do my best. Be with your breath, my dear friends. Last 30 seconds. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Kindly place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds without opening your eyes. And you may open your eyes when you are ready. Thank you, my dear friends. We have done meditation for 45 minutes, which is so beautiful and wonderful. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you, Balaji, for the deep guidance. Thank you so much. So, friends, I hope slowly everyone is coming out of meditation. Let's move on to the wisdom. So, I invite Sam to continue today's wisdom on Changels.
Sirisha, you're breaking for me. Is it the problem from my end or your side?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Is it okay now?
Yes. Yeah. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Happy to see you all again. So the theme was Changels. The word says it's a combination of 2 things, change and angels. Sirisha, if there is any problem, if it is breaking, let me know, because you are stuck for me sometime. If it is the same for you, you let me know.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So we were talking about Jonathan Livingston Seagull, how he starts his journey, how he does not confine himself just to survival and the materialistic world, how he flies as a bird for the sake of flying, and how he wants to go higher, fly faster, and try to become a master of the flying. So it is just a comparison, what is flying for Jonathan Livingston is nothing but our meditation for us. So when we sit for meditation, the people come to meditation only because of some problem, some health issue, or you need something. You come with a need. But if the purpose of meditation remains only to that need, like if I get this, I'm done. I got what I want. That's where you stop. So what we need to learn from Jonathan Livingston's eagle is first doing things for the sake of doing. So when you meditate, just meditate for the sake of meditation. If you're being with breath, be with the breath. Whatever your needs are, whatever you're trying to manifestation, it is before meditation. And what happens, you can see after meditation. But during meditation, you need to be in stillness. The word stillness is not, it's not just a word that we kept for this program, because that's the gateway. There was no other word, no other apt word than stillness, because stillness opens up a lot of things. So coming back to Changels, we were talking about 4 kinds of Changels who come onto this planet and who deal with us. One is the people who take birth here, like us, who go through the situations, human conditions. They understand, they transform, they understand the journey of transformation, and then they help others after they're getting, liberated. That's one category. The other 3 are channels, mediums, and walk-ins. Channels, we are almost close to becoming channels. I can tell you that, because whoever consistently meditates, first they reach that stillness. After they reach that stillness, you tune in only to get into that stillness. And once you get into that stillness, you start tuning up. Like how a radio tries to catch different radio stations. Like that, we will keep tuning up according to our vibration. We will start matching to those frequencies from where we receive the knowledge. And whatever we need, we start unknowingly, we start tuning to it. Okay. So how channels, we can channel, but are we channel? Are we changels? Yes, that depends very much on whether you are meditating just for yourself, or you want this meditation to help you first, and through you, a lot of people. This decides whether you are a changel or not. So general qualities of all these 3 people, channels or mediums or walk-ins, are, you should remember that they are basically not very, very selfish people. They're not like self-centric. They're reasonable people. And they are like, okay, let me be happy, let others also be happy. And they're very simple people, less ego, less selfishness, more benevolent in nature. Let people get benefited kind of people. So all these 3 categories. So coming back to channels, stillness is one thing and openness is the second thing. You're still, at the same time, you are open to tune into those things which your system does not have. Suppose someone comes and tells you, you don't have to target money. Money will come to you. You can start living your passion. Money will come anyways. Logically, your mind says, no, how can that happen? I have to target money. Only then I can think of anything else. Imagine a 20-year-old or 25-year-old person in a prime, when he's about to make his career. He tries this. And a person who doesn't try this. There'll be two different lives for them, even though they are of equal caliber and equal capabilities. One is open for a new idea and a new possibility. It's not carelessness. It's just not being closed. Once upon a time, our education system used to say, our Gurukul used to say, you need to become a better citizen first, where you are a good son, good daughter, good family member, then useful for the society, for the world at large, right? But the education system where we are brought up, we are like, you need to be first in class, you need to get the first rank, you should be the first, care a damn about others. Right? From within it might not feel good for us, but you don't know. You are not open for listening to something your soul is tuning to. So people who are open for new possibilities in line with love and light, they can become amazing channels. And what they channel is the higher knowledge. The source can be anything. They're beautiful masters, higher, like the way Jonathan met two higher realm birds. We have so many such birds for us waiting. Yesterday, I shared my example. And I asked for them to, appear in my reality. They said, we are there. You can't see us because you are existing in a very low dimension. So try to communicate to us by tuning up. Then we will understand your intention, your openness. Then we'll come. We know what you need. We will give you the right knowledge and also the guidance. But we need to show up at a higher level. For that, we need to meditate for the sake of meditation. And while you're meditating, not with like, I want this, I want my third eye, I want to do astral travel. There's a lot of spiritual selfishness sometimes. I want to experience this. I want to be better than others. No, this is not going to help. Because our journey is towards oneness, equality, love. So that's the true progress. So with all Shraddha, when you tune into stillness and when you are open, the one sign that you are becoming a channel is your intuitions. You become more intuitional. We all are logical, but you start getting intuitions like, maybe this will not this way. Maybe this way should I try? And if you're open for receiving those intuitions and implementing those, you will see how much intuitions can guide you, can save you. In Bangalore, when I was working one day, I was in the evening, I had this habit of, going for a tea in a particular stall. Every day I take a route. That was the last 2 days of the month. And I had only few, very little money left in my pocket. I was waiting for the salary. And I sat on my two-wheeler and I was about to start to that, tea stall. And suddenly I get a very strong intuition that don't go this way, go this way. Those were the early days of meditation where I believed in all these things, but I was doubting myself, like, I am being foolish these days. Whenever I'm getting an intuition, I'm following. No, today I'll follow logic. I'll rule out the intuition. And I took the same way. And just at the corner of the street, there was a cop. And because it was very nearby, I didn't wear a helmet. He took all my money. I was already feeling lack of money because it was last 2-3 days of the month. And he just literally made me to, come to zero. Then I understood, okay, fine. When I got an intuition, why did I not use it? Something was telling me. It's not someone coming and telling. It's just listening to your own inner voice. From then on, I challenged it many times. And I saw logically, I tested that whether intuition works or not. And then I started taking intuitions very seriously and I follow intuitions. So that's how you need to be open. Yeah, that's the friends. Good thing is on Stillness Beat, you'll be very close to becoming a channel. Don't ask for it. Don't crave for it. Just be into stillness and have good intentions, not just for yourself, for the whole world. And be in love. And you will see that you will start getting guidance in various ways. And you will start understanding what is being a channel. Though you are resonating in love, but the work here happens not in the frequency of love. Whatever happens through you is mostly, when you are a channel, you only receive information and share information to others. Though you are in line with love, but you are not yet there to act with love. So channels deal only with information maximum. Whereas mediums act with heart play. Mediums are people who can deal with the people of this world and also the people of the other world. So for that, they need to have a right reason. It's not just like I'm tuning up, I want to know something. No, it's not that. The need here is very different. It has emotion in it. And usually mediums get involved when, there are unfinished issues. I have come across so many mediums who can speak to the people who are already dead and to their family members. And they go into certain state of empathy. Empathy is very, very important. As channels, you don't get into empathy or emotion or anything. But as mediums, you have to be empathetic. You should understand how a person or a soul is stuck because of an unresolved issue. Right? So for that, it's not just information. If you talk from here, you won't connect. If a person has gone through a certain loss, someone lost mother or life partner or someone, they're not stuck here. They understand everything, but they're stuck here. So mediums are those people who can connect on behalf of these people to the people who are not in the physical plane. It always need not be personal in nature. These mediums, sometimes we have mediums who have felt the emotion of the whole humanity, and they become mediums. They talk to me, the people of higher realms, and they translate that information to the people in the way they understand. So they literally interact. It's not just channeling. They literally interact. For that, they need to maintain themselves in a pure state where they can communicate with others. Souls won't. You cannot communicate with invisible, beings with insincerity. You cannot. Whether it be a good soul or a bad soul, whatever it is, you need to connect to them with love, with empathy. Even sometimes the souls who leave the body may have gone through some trauma. As souls, they are going through trauma. You need to have empathy not just for these people, even for them. There were instances where we have educated the people who left the body because they were still stuck in pain, and they were troubling. They were getting troubled, and rather troubling. We have seen such, but this is not the spiritual context. So mediums in spiritual context, they do the same thing for a very higher cause, for the betterment of humanity, for taking the human consciousness more, improve it. So medium, the quality of the medium, remember, you should always be empathetic, you should be sincere. And one more thing is you should be able to sense. A channel need not know that there is a soul in this room. but a medium needs to know. Your sensitivity to the astral presence of the beings. For that, you need to even have courage, right? Initially, when I meditated in the first year, I used to stay alone. And in the midnights, I used to meditate. And one night I was meditating and I strongly felt there is someone in the room. And I was not in a state to take all these things then. I was pretty new. I gently released a thought, I don't know who you are, what you are, but I sense the presence, but I'm not comfortable. Please leave me. Maybe it was a very high soul, but my fear did not allow me to open up. I was too new into meditation, just 2-3 months of meditation. So I thought. So then I started seeing, mediums in the physical form. For example, there was a period where I was very, very experimentative about spirituality and God and all these things. And one day I got into a situation where I asked myself, am I really required on this planet? Does this earth need me? There's so many people. Am I really required, or I'm here just by accident? And I have to keep doing things to survive. And should I be here only because of my desires, or am I really required? Does this earth really need me? So how do I get the answer? So I wanted a proof. I said, I'm not going to eat till you prove it to me. So it was like releasing a thought to God who I believed in. And I said, you have to prove it to me. I'm not going to eat. I did not eat for 1.5 days. And beautiful thing about it is the place where I was staying, only one person knew where I was. Like all my family members did knew where I was staying. That was a newly, rented room. And only one person knew that place. That was Sharath. And he had exams. He was preparing for exams. And the whole day I didn't eat. Next day till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I didn't eat. And suddenly someone knocks the door. I opened the door and it was Sharath. And generally when he comes to my room, he sits casually, talks, and then, that's how he deals. But that day he was very different. The moment I opened the door, he asked, did you eat? First question. No, hi, hello. Did you eat? I said, no. And he said, chalo. And he went down. The room was in the first floor, and he's waiting for me in the ground floor with his vehicle. And I said, I don't have money. Then he said, shut up and come. Okay. Then within myself, I know what is happening. I ask for something and some response is coming. And I was carefully observing. Is it Sharath coming as a friend, or is there some other reason behind? And we both went to the mess where I generally eat. He knows it. And I was eating. Then he sits like, he doesn't sit like, it was a very different posture, like a master sitting in front of me. And he said, listen, body has a purpose. You don't have any right to trouble the body. Taking care of the body is very, very important. Without body, you cannot do anything here. You understand? That's not the way Sharath speaks to me. Then I finished the meal. He didn't eat. He already had at his home. And while dropping me back, then he started telling me, tomorrow is the exam about which I'm very nervous. Actually, that's the difficult exam for me. And I'm trying to sit and study. I'm not able to study. I don't know, someone is pushing me. You are coming into my mind as if something is wrong with you. Someone was pushing me to come to you. I didn't even know why I am coming. But I realized after 1 hour that unless I do this, I can't even peacefully study. So who was pushing him? This was the first instance. There were so many things that happened after that. That's when we understood, okay, very friends of ours can be used. Whoever is pure, whoever is compassionate, whoever is not very selfish, these people become mediums. Who are empathetic, who are sensitive. These people will become mediums. Unknowingly, they don't know. But that makes them become eligible for being mediums. That's mediums. And coming to walk-ins, walk-ins is altogether a different affair. Walk-ins can be partial walk-ins or, complete walk-ins. For example, in this same body, I can operate, and part of the time, it's like a soul comes and takes over and it operates, it drives. So both the souls can use the same body kind of. This is a partial walk. And but mostly it is not partial walk-ins, because it is quite difficult for the actual soul to balance these two and switch between these two. And coming to full walk-ins is like, the soul is done with the body, but the body has life. And the soul has those qualities, good qualities, but just that it lost interest. It got detached with this life. So when that happens, when the intention of the person is not to be here for himself or any other reason, I'm not much interested, I'm done. But there is no reason to leave as well. And a little spiritual bent of mind and, a benevolent nature, what I said, out of compassion. So souls choose such eligible bodies, and the souls, higher souls choose us, and they make this contract with us, and they operate through us, and they do miraculous things. Like, it's the feeling is like, suppose I drive my car in a certain way, but suddenly, Schumacher comes and takes over the steering, and the way he can drive, right? He's a racer, he's a champion. See, the way he can drive and the way I can drive is obviously different, but the vehicle remains same. So as a walk-in, the same body, the same words, everything, everything is so different. You become so powerful. People think that it's the same you, but it's not you. You know it from within, because you yourself are just witnessing what is happening through you, if it is a partial walk-in. So usually these things happen. It need not be always a positive way of happening. Sometimes it can be an accident. It can be very traumatic situation for the person. That's where the soul, this exchange happens. So they say that Patriji met with an accident, his Jeep accident, and he was unconscious. People say who were the driver and all who were there. He said, "Sir was not there in the body for some time. We all thought he was dead." And but after some time, he opens the eyes, and first thing he says is, "It was so beautiful there." He's not bothered about the accident, and he's not reacting to it like we do. He was saying it was so good there. It was so nice there. And people who have worked with him closely, his personal secretaries and all, they say that Subhash has gone in that accident and Maitreya Buddha has come. Because after that incident, the decisions he has taken about his life, the way he worked, the way he became available for the world, and what he created after that is clearly a proof that it was a walk-in. But anyways, this is all personal experience. Why we are talking about channels, mediums, and walk-ins? Why, as Changels, why we are talking about them is they have done huge progress for us. They held us so strongly. They have been guiding. For example, take only pyramid spiritual societies, the kind of material that was available in PSSM because of the channelings. mediums, the whole of the Seth material, which tells you that you create your own reality, how you create your own personal, reality, the nature of your personal reality. That's a great understanding that you get after you tune to Seth. There's so many books. The channel was Jane Roberts. She channeled Seth material, but the material is what we use, right? That helps us. That is liberating. Imagine a person living by this principle of I create my reality, and a person who lives like everything is fate. How empowered we are. And the Pleiadians, Barbara Marciniak has channeled, and she gave us the teachings of the Pleiadians, people from other planets, other star systems. All of these. For example, Patri sir, who read Rampa, Lobsang Rampa, he came into spirituality by reading that book, You Forever. He says, this book has changed me. Talking about what is third eye, what is astral travel, you can literally experiment. And Jay-Z Knight, Ramtha. Amazing material, and the ideas that they induce into us, which we can try and see, oh, okay, I didn't know this. Well, that's the reason why we are talking about this. From tomorrow, we'll get into the material. We'll see the nature of the material that was channeled and how each of those masters have helped us. There's so many. And there is a book called Strangers Among Us by Ruth Montgomery. And how we see people, but there are a few walk-ins in between us. We don't realize. So we'll talk more about the subject that they have given us, how it can make a difference. We have been talking about those subjects, but specifically who gave what. That will make us understand the nature of the Changels and how we can become one. That's it for today. Thank you. Sirisha, over to you.
Thank you, Sam. That was a wonderful sharing. Amazing. We have one question in the chat. Possible, can we take from Anand GK? So he asked how to know the thought we get is an intuition or from logical mind.
I gave an example, right, of mine. So logically, you do things in a certain way. Intuition usually makes you aware of something which your logic does not support usually. Logically, you'll not think that way. Intuition is like, you don't have, if you share your intuition with someone, you cannot justify logically. If they ask you questions like why, you usually will not have answers. You'll just say, I don't know, I feel that way. Intuition is perceived through feeling, not by logic, not through mind. That's the main difference. You feel like, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam, for clarifying that. So friends, thank you all for participating today. And it was a very wonderful session. And we'll see you all tomorrow at the same time. Until then, have a great day ahead, friends. Bye-bye.